Hi, this is Rob Polenick of Brutal Iron Gym. Today's workout was essentially push muscles. Chest was my main focus, but I actually started with shoulders. I'm wanting to grow my shoulder width. I've been dieting so far this year. I've lost over 25 pounds. And although the overall aesthetic is improving, I still feel that my shoulders are kind of coming down and I'm losing some size in my chest and shoulders. Thankfully, I'm losing more across my waist, so the taper is improving. But you can probably notice my shirts are starting to feel looser. So I'm wanting to reprioritize my shoulders, especially the middle deltoids. Deltoids is a fancy name for shoulders. So I'm wanting to emphasize the middle and the rear of my shoulder because that actually is what creates like shoulder width. The front of your shoulders create thickness when you're standing to the side. What creates width is actually the middle and the back of your shoulders. So I started my workout today with lateral raises. I wanted to do a little bit of a technique to get a higher volume in a shorter time, but I still wanted to get a good volume in. I did the 15 pounds for 20 reps. I think I then did the 20 pounds for 10, and then the 25s I did for 3 sets of 10. And there was about 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds between those 3 sets. So it was a high amount of burn. My goal is to train my shoulders like this in a decent weight load, kind of medium weight load, but a high burn fashion. Try to do that 3, maybe even 4 times a week. And just a nice quick blast. So I did the 15s, the 20s, the 25s. I then set up the cable machine for chest flies, then came back and did that shoulder thing again. So it was just kind of like 2 sets, but each set was the 15, the 20, then 3 of the 25, so 5 kind of mini sets. So it was 10 total mini sets in the 2 sets. A lot of weird math there. But the idea is that's a good amount of volume, a lot of burn, and it was relatively quick. I then went into the chest portion of my workout. I did normal kind of medium focus cable chest flies. I then raised the pulleys up and did a bent over version, which allowed me to get a better stretch. And I angled it to where it was more of like a decline angle for the cable crossovers on that second variation, because then my third movement was an incline chest press. So the normal kind of angle chest flies was good, just kind of warm everything up, get my chest muscles opened up, make sure everything was going to glide and slide and move well. The bent over version was to get nice heavy isolation damage, kind of pre-exhaust for the presses. And then the incline presses work across the middle of the chest, a little bit of the upper chest, and that balances the lower chest work of the declined cable crossovers. And I was able to do 10 sets of 14 reps. I didn't go crazy heavy. I kind of kept a moderate pace. I wanted to focus more today on flexing and squeezing the chest. So sometimes I'll do more aggressive, just kind of shoving around a lot of weight, and that's fun to do. But I had a fast turnaround since the last time I trained chest. So I wanted to be safe and just focus more on my muscle connection, getting a good deep feel of a stretch and a burn in the muscles rather than focusing on heavy weight. I then finished with tricep press downs. I did my favorite variation, which is a back supported variation with a rope grip. And then I try to pull out and down. And I find that that really actually targets all 3 parts of the tricep. It gets this lower portion here, the long head, and then it helps hit that, what's called the horseshoe. People often refer to it out here. I find that that variation really kind of blends all of those. And it's a lower intensity on the connective tissues and joints compared to something like dips or skull crushers. So again, since I had a quick turnaround, my connective tissues and joints weren't going to feel as fresh. So I wanted to choose less stressful, less injury risk variations. So that was why I chose the movements that I did today. You can see in the workout write-up that it was still a decent amount of volume. I think I ended up doing 9 sets for the chest, 3 sets on triceps, and then those 2 weird cluster sets for the lateral raises. Now, I'll train all these muscles again this week, so I do train them twice a week. So when I add up the 2 workout volume for each of these muscles, especially if I'm going to do the shoulders now 3 or 4 times a week, it adds up to a good amount. I find that for me, I like hitting the muscle more often so I can do less per workout, but then focus more intensely on the muscle connection and muscle stress per working set. I find that when I do large volume workouts like 16, 18, 20 set workouts, I tend to convert more to just moving the weight and getting the work in. I don't focus as intensely as if I only have, say, 9 or 12 working sets. Then, like with a lower set count, I can be more zoned in and give my absolute best. And then when I do that, I don't have the capacity to do the higher volume sets anyhow. So for me, it tends to work well, especially considering my schedule and the turnaround is I am able to train easily 5 or 6 or even 7 days a week if I'd like. So this is a preference that I have. It might not be what everybody likes, but explains some of the reasoning why the volume for my workouts might seem to be relatively low, and it's because I'm training the muscles twice per week. Okay, so there was a fun breakdown of what I did and why I did it. If you have any questions, put them in the comment section below. If you give the workout a try, I hope you enjoy it, and thank you for watching.